Good morning, everyone. Rajni here. This is the third attempt. Two unsuccessful attempts have happened at trying to make this video because being a Sunday and my kids are all over the place. So I'll do a super quick one because I've had so many messages on my WhatsApp regarding this one particular query that I thought it is important to put it like a YouTube video. Okay. The topic is, now that my child has been diagnosed with autism, now what? And then I've had statements like my world is falling apart and I'm in trouble, and which is what I completely understand. And I've been through that, so I know what you're going through. I'm completely empathetic to that feeling of what a parent goes through, and what kind of it's like a thunder lightning that is stuck upon us. But at the same time, please understand the first thing, and I'll go super quick today because I don't know when my kids are just going to arrive, and I'm trying to hide and do this message because twice over it's already happened. Okay. And they're also justified, it's a Sunday, they don't want their mommy doing this. Okay, so basically see, once you have a diagnosis, yeah, grieve if you want to, cry for a week, 2 weeks, do whatever it requires for you to be doing. Thereafter, get in action. Okay, first thing to understand, first thing is sort yourself here. People ask me, do we go for OT, do we go to speech, do we go for language therapy, for speech therapy, for what do we do, for ABA classes, what do we do? So basically, once you have a diagnosis in place, your developmental pediatrician will tell you what is the need. Me sitting here cannot make a blanket statement, you must go for OT, you must not go for OT. I don't know. It will be specific to that child. So every child will have, the developmental pediatrician will say, this is where your child is, he's showing some signs of autism, please take him to this place. Having said that, don't pin up all your hopes onto OT, because I have so many messages. For 3 years we've been going to OT, nothing has happened. Of course nothing will happen. Why? Because 1 hour of OT thrice a week is not going to make much change unless you change yourself. Now understand, the way your parents brought you up, the way you brought your other kids up, if you have more children, older children, is going to be absolutely different from the way this child needs to be brought up. And if your overall bringing up is not in coherence with the autism learning style, then no matter where you take him, it will not work, because that poor thing will only work for 1 hour. No? What after that? So basically, try and understand that here is a journey where you have to learn motherhood from the scratch, right from the beginning, right from the word go. Okay? And like I said, grieve if you want to, cry if you want to, but once it's done, once you've gotten rid of that energy, get in action mode. That is the most important thing. You cannot keep grieving the rest of your life saying, God did this to me, God did that to me, and that to me, and that to me, and on top of that he did this to me. So then you are not interested in your child, excuse me. You are only interested in finding a reason to save your skin because you don't believe yourself. I'm sorry, I might just sound harsh, but that's how it is. And considering the fact that at the receiving end is your kid, now forget about what God did, put it in a closet, that's fine. Let's get into action mode now. Okay? Because he gave, whatever he did, he also gave you the power to reverse it. Now you're not willing to touch base with that power is not God's problem. Yeah? He'll give you multiple births to figure that out. So might as well figure it out now, no? The one at the receiving end is not you, it's your kid. Yeah? So sort that out in your head completely, get to work. Now, when I say get to work, what do I mean? First thing, yes, he's going for OT, for speech, or she's going for OT, speech, ABA, whatever. Alongside, make sure that your child's involvement in the now increases. That is of utmost importance. If your child's involvement in the now is not increasing, then the stimming is increasing, because he's going to or she's going to get busy doing something that is of interest to them. Yeah. So what do? When we see they're singing something, they're doing this, it's a simple indication that they're not connected enough. They have not seen enough number of things, which is what is another thing about autism. They are not connecting enough with the environment. So what do I as a parent need to do? See the child's interest and get the child to be connected. And what is the way? Fun. Please, each one of us, the minute we have a autism diagnosis, must have a national anthem for ourselves. National autism anthem for ourselves as a Bum Bum Bole song. See it every day, how he's making fun, how he's creating. We are the opposite. We are crying in front of the kid. The kid doesn't want to be even close to us. So he's like shaking his bum and bum bum bole, this, that, he's jumping, and everybody's involved. So that's the energy you need to create around yourself. You can go inside the toilet and cry. Okay, that's allowed because you're human. But when you come out, you have to be an absolute performer. So happy that the child wants to be around you. Okay, not thinking iske bhavishya ka kya hoga. We have enough examples to prove, to show you. Not only my son, but there are enough number of people out there to say iska bhavishya surakshit hai. और तुम्हारे हाथ में है, काम पे लगो. अगर अपना काम नहीं करोगे तो फिर इसका भविष्य डूब जाएगा. It's that simple. Whether you like me or you don't, you might just want to unsubscribe my channel because I talk like that. Be my guest. Doesn't matter. But उसका भविष्य तुम्हारे हाथ में है, काम पे लगो. It's that simple. Okay? Don't use it as an excuse to garner self-pity from people. Okay? Because that's what mothers do, and I think that is outright evil for the mothers who do that. Because the one who's going to suffer the rest of his or her life is the child. Yeah. So now get the child to be actively involved. So suppose my kid is 2 years and is just doing this. I say, देखो 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 ये क्या है? Apple. देखो ये भी ऐसे घूमता है. देखो ये घूमता है, ये भी घूमता है. Anything. अरे ये क्या है? Bottle. Wow. And you're clapping. अरे यहाँ पर देखो, यहाँ पे क्या है? Wow. ये तो पेंटिंग है ना, ये तो सन है, ये तो ये है. You are just after the kids life. ये क्या है, वो क्या है, अच्छा ये करे, jump करे, ये करे, bubbles उड़ाए, this, that, you're fun, you're all over the place. Then you see what is the interest of the child. Then pick up the things. Now, if the child got interested in this particular apple with this tag and everything, don't pick up the picture of an apple from internet. Okay, then it's easy. Click a picture of this apple, make a flashcard, put it there, and say match. Now, this is not an academic concept. What we're trying to do is we're trying to help the child understand that his surrounding can also be in a book. Okay, and it is the same thing, and we're developing it this early. It's the same match, anything. Once the kid begins to see the same, then you could put a lot of pictures in books. Again, lot of means on one sheet, don't put more than 2 or 3. Depending upon your kid, that of course you will understand through failure. You will put the picture, the child will be all over the place, you will reduce the number of pictures. Then get the child to point out to things. ये क्या है, ये क्या है, ये क्या है, ये क्या. Then get the child to articulate. Some people have asked me if homeopathy helps. I cannot make a generalized statement. I'm nobody to make a generalized statement. But homeopathy will, homeopathy helped my son. Okay, his speech articulation happened with homeopathy. So his, speech came with the help of homeopathy. So in specifically my case, yes, it worked. And I wouldn't say that his speech came only with that. He got a help. Alongside he did all of this, what I'm telling you. But again, having said that, I cannot make a generalized statement whether it will work for everybody or not. If you ask me specifically, I would say yes, it worked and you should try. Okay, but rest of course is up to you, and find a good homeopath who's got a reputation of having dealt with children like that. So that is one support base that specifically with my example I can quote. Not a generalized statement, please. Second, along with that, there was a huge amount of work that I did, creating books of his interest, and then showing on TV, देखो Chota Bheem, and then you're walking on the road and you find a Chota Bheem t-shirt, you forget everything you're doing, you go and rush to that shop and show, देखो Chota Bheem हमने TV में देखा था ना, and then वो आपने उसको दिखाया picture, और click किया हुआ picture that when he's watching Chota Bheem, ये देखो ये आप Chota Bheem देखे थे, यहाँ भी Chota Bheem है, Chota Bheem. Chances are he might just say. So you are kind of connecting the kid, and it could be, even if not Chota Bheem, it could be a string like this. I don't know if you can see a string like this. So if the child is doing this, give it a name, string or something. Get the child to be able to articulate. So that's the first step. 2 main things to be taken into consideration. Number 1, behaviors have to be checked early on. Because if the child learns that using behaviors he can get away from you, he can, get away by doing whatever he wants to do, then it's over. The game is over, because you can't teach anything. Yeah. So behaviors have to be taken care of, and number two, speech needs to be developed. Now in some children, speech will never happen. Okay, that's God's decision. We can't interfere. After having done everything, the child is not uttering a word, really we can't do much about it. But the point here is that even their strategies are there. At our center, at Sashakti Access Learning Center in Nehru sector 17, we have children who are completely non-verbal, and then we've taught them sight reading, and they're doing the autocorrect. With the help of autocorrect on the phone, they are texting WhatsApp with, they're doing WhatsApp with big spellings also, and they're communicating what they want to. So all of that is doable in times to come. We have technology at our support, at our backing us. But right now, let's not even think कि इसकी speech आएगी नहीं आएगी. Let's put in the effort with the pictures and the things and the environment. Increase the child's awareness of the present environment. Okay. Now some children will do a lot of crying, throw themselves on the floor. Behavior correction is a must. Now, there are enough videos on behavior correction that I put up on my YouTube channel. Please access those. I cannot get into that here on this video because I'm only allowed 15 minutes. Otherwise, YouTube will not upload. So, number one, behaviors have to be checked. Instructional control has to be developed. Okay, I see so many posts on Facebook every day that befriend your child, don't try to do, don't make them follow instructions. But that's for the neurotypical world, right? For a neurodiverse child, where he needs to learn even the basics, what other children will learn incidentally, that child needs to be in instructional control at that point in time to be able to sit and learn. If you say sit, the child should sit. If the child is not going to sit, how in the name of God you will teach? So when the child begins to cry incessantly, please, you still, A, no hitting, B, no shouting. That doesn't work. And it never will. Okay, so then you sit the child down, you give reinforcers. The whole process is there on my other behavior correction videos. Kindly access those. So A, get the behaviors out of the system as much as you can. Okay, because at 2 years, if you start understand, it's a marathon which is going to take you a decade at least. I'm still working. Now my child doesn't have any behaviors, but we have various other issues to deal with. He's growing up, he's got which stream to choose. Now he's going to appear for his 10th board exams, which college, what is he going to do for a job and everything. So you will have enough on your plate throughout, but right now work on two things: behavior correction. Child has to be listening to you. When you call, joint attention, when you call, the child has to look at you. Okay, behavior correction has to happen. So behavior correction has to happen, joint attention has to happen. That means when you call, the child has to look. How you do it? You have a very visually stimulating toy or a sound stimulating toy. Okay, so auditorily stimulating toy, chan 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 chan, something light, and you say so create a book wherein first you are showing the picture, and then you are clicking the same picture, and then you are getting the child to articulate and get rid of behaviors. These are the first two most important things. Get talking to the child. The more you're communicating with the child, the more you are, when we were young, as in our children were very young. Now my son is 15. When he was just about 2.5, I was told use single words. That's only initially. But after that, you have to get on to increasing the number of words and adding to the vocabulary. So now I need to rush. So on these two notes, first thing, make sure that you have got the child enough to be in the present now, and talk about things with the child and create a booklet. And second, get the behaviors out. And with time, you will see the kid improving. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.